Welcome back, listeners. It feels like we've been on quite the journey these last few weeks, huh? Laying down the groundwork, for building real wealth.
Yeah, we've hit on a lot of the biggies, haven't we? Innovation, risk, that whole growth mindset thing.
Absolutely. But today, we're going to switch gears a bit, do a deep dive into something, well, maybe a little unexpected.
Ooh, lay it on me.
It's all about this idea, this principle of working to learn, not working just for the money.
Now that's interesting, especially these days when it feels like everything costs an arm and a leg. How can you not work for money?
Exactly. And that's what really drew me to today's source material, an excerpt from Pasted Text, specifically Lesson 6. Right off the bat, it challenges how we think about work, about success, about the whole shebang.
I'm sensing a bit of a paradigm shift here.
You got it. The author, they make this really compelling case that instead of constantly chasing those paychecks, we should be making continuous learning our top priority.
Sounds a bit counterintuitive at first.
Right. But the more I thought about it, the more it made sense.
Yeah.
So let's break this down. What does it truly mean to work to learn? Especially when, we can't just ignore those bills piling up.
Of course. We're not saying to ditch your budget and just go follow your bliss, right? It's much more nuanced than that. It's all about a shift in perspective.
So it's not about ignoring the money altogether.
Not at all. But the money isn't the main driver, you see. It's about approaching, say, a new project or even a job primarily for what you're going to learn from it. Will it give you new skills? Will it expose you to new networks? Will it push you to think in new ways?
Okay, so the focus shifts from the paycheck to the potential for growth, for knowledge, for that learning curve.
Precisely. The paycheck, the financial rewards, those come later, almost as a byproduct of you expanding your skills and your knowledge base.
Okay, I'm starting to see the logic here.
There's this great story, actually, in Pasted Text that really illustrates this. It's about this woman. She left a really stable, well-paying job to join this tiny, brand-new tech startup.
Oh, wow, that's a risky move.
You would think, right. Everyone thought she was nuts. But she saw it as a golden opportunity to immerse herself in a whole new industry, to learn the ropes from the ground up. Fast forward 5 years, that little startup gets acquired for millions, and she was a key player in their success because of the skills she built during those early, chaotic days.
That's a powerful example of this idea in action. But I'm curious, is this work-to-learn philosophy only applicable for, say, entrepreneurs? What about someone who's already happy in their career, or maybe they're in a field that doesn't change as rapidly?
That's a great question, and it's something that Pasted Text addresses too. Here's the thing. Even in those seemingly stable fields, the world is changing at an unprecedented rate. The author actually cites a study that found something like, nearly 60% of the jobs that'll be around in 2030, they don't even exist yet.
Whoa, that's a little mind-blowing.
Right. So whether you're an entrepreneur or not, approaching your work with a work-to-learn mindset is absolutely crucial for staying adaptable, for future-proofing your career, for really thriving in whatever's coming next.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Now, another thing Pasted Text really emphasized was the importance of mentorship and networking in this whole work-to-learn approach. I feel like those terms get thrown around a lot, but what do they actually look like in practice? It's not just about attending, some fancy industry conference, right?
No, it's much deeper than that. Think of it as actively cultivating your own personal learning ecosystem, surrounding yourself with the right people. Who are the individuals you admire, the ones who are a few steps ahead of you on their journey?
People you can learn from, get insights from.
Exactly. Reach out to them, pick their brains, learn from their experiences. And remember, it doesn't have to be just about climbing the corporate ladder. It's about finding people who challenge you intellectually, who expose you to new ideas, who expand your horizons.
It's about finding those people who help you grow.
Exactly. And that brings us to this other concept that gets tossed around a lot, investing in yourself. But Pasted Text actually breaks it down into some pretty tangible actions. What does that look like for our listeners, for anyone who wants to embrace this idea?
Yeah, how do we take something that sounds so abstract and make it real?
Well, it's all about being deliberate and proactive about your personal and professional development. Take courses, attend workshops, read.
And those courses, they don't always have to be like formal college courses.
Right. Maybe you want to learn a new language, pick up a musical instrument, master a new cooking technique. These might seem unrelated to your job, but they all contribute to your overall growth, and you never know what kind of unexpected connections or opportunities they might spark.
I'm a big believer in that. A few years back, I took a pottery class, purely for fun, just to try something new. And now I find myself using those same creative problem-solving skills I learned in the pottery studio. I use them in my work all the time.
You see, you just never know how these seemingly random skills or experiences might become valuable assets later on. That's why Paste-to-Text encourages readers to create what they call a personal development plan.
Like a roadmap for your learning journey.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy or complicated, just a simple list of skills you want to acquire and the steps you'll take to get there.
Okay, so we've got this fantastic theory, this work-to-learn philosophy. But how do we actually bridge the gap between theory and action? What's one concrete, tangible step our listeners can take today to start embracing this mindset?
Here's a challenge for everyone listening, myself included. Think of one skill, just one, that you wish you had. It could be anything, big or small. Maybe you want to be a better public speaker, or maybe you've always wanted to learn basic coding. Maybe it's something as simple as improving your writing skills. Whatever it is, commit to taking one concrete step, no matter how small, towards developing that skill this week.
So sign up for that online course, buy that book, reach out to that potential mentor.
Exactly. It's about taking action, about making a commitment to your own growth.
I love that. Now, what about those times when you feel stuck? You hit a roadblock, whether it's in your work or your personal life. How can this work-to-learn approach help us navigate those tricky moments?
Oh, those roadblocks are inevitable, right? But instead of letting them get you down, try reframing them. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Maybe it's exposing a skill gap you need to address, or maybe it's highlighting a blind spot in your thinking. By approaching challenges as opportunities for growth, you turn those setbacks into stepping stones.
It's about finding the lesson in every experience.
Absolutely.
And remember, as you embark on this work-to-learn journey, building that supportive network we talked about earlier is crucial. Who are the people who can serve as mentors, even informally? Reach out to them, share your goals, see how they can guide and support you along the way.
Mentors can make all the difference.
This deep dive has been so insightful. It's really made me rethink how I approach my own work. Working to learn isn't about rejecting income. It's about changing your perspective on work itself. It's about viewing every experience, every challenge as a chance to grow, to acquire knowledge that might lead to unexpected and amazing opportunities down the road.
It's about embracing lifelong learning, about staying curious, about always evolving.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So here's a final question inspired by Paste-to-Text for everyone to ponder. If you could, just for a moment, completely forget about job security, what would you be passionately pursuing? What would you be learning? And how could that lead to a richer, more fulfilling life, both personally and professionally? Hold on to those questions, mull them over, and I'll see you next time for another deep dive.
Until then.
Take care.